What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Sports Cards here today to play a little game of fact or fiction. And no, we're not separating cards into two separate piles and having our opponent pick one. All I've been hearing about is, stay away from base cards, low pop, color, variations, numbered stuff. That's the stuff holding value. This base stuff is a bunch of nonsense. It's all going to the floor. That's it. It's over. And you need to put all your money into this ultra rare, low pop, numbered stuff. That's the stuff that's not dropping. That's okay. All right. If you say so. And I get it. Base was super overinflated, 100%, especially on like your super high pop stuff, Lucas, etc. And I get that long-term wise, that's probably not what you want to be in. And maybe going forward, that's the smart play. But what I was curious about is during this nosedive in the market, has it held up better than the more common cards? Now, this gets tricky because some of this stuff is really low pop and you can't find a lot of sales. So it makes it really hard to find accurate comparisons. So I picked 6 key players, and tried to find some low pop, whatever, numbered stuff in some cases, some things just like super low pop cards, to see how they have held up price-wise against their more common base counterparts. And I would like to say the results surprised me, but they really didn't. I kind of had a feeling this was the case, but everyone just says, hey, that stuff's holding up well. So everyone just keeps repeating it. And maybe some of the stuff we'll find out. I picked a very limited sample of cards, a couple for each individual player that we'll look at here and look at the results. But I think we can at least draw something from that. So like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff down below. A lot of market movers work today. Link to that coupon code are down below as well. Let's start with LeBron. I went with his PSA 10 Topps Chrome and his PSA 10 Topps Chrome Refractor. Topps Chrome is pop 2100. The refractor is 171. Only 2 refractors have sold in the last 3 months. Seems pretty low pop to me. So I had to, I don't want to say massage these charts, but I ran these charts from the last two times a refractor sold, which was 314 when the market was still doing pretty good, and 6-6, which was less than a week ago, a little over a week ago. Okay, so that's our time frame for this. In that time frame, 48 Topps Chrome base have sold. The 2 refractors have sold. The base down 37%. That's a big hit. Damn, that sucks. The refractor down 66%. Whoops. Yikes. One of these is actually, I posted about it in a community post today. One of these is for sale right now. It ends in a couple days. I'll be curious to see. I actually think it ends higher than this 94K value. I really do. I actually think it ends higher than that number. It's at like 60 some right now. Okay. So in LeBron anyway, 40% hit on his base, 66% on his refractor. 171 seems pretty low pop. Only 2 have sold in 3 months. That seems pretty rare to me. Thought these were holding up better. Okay. Let's look at another one. Luka. Once again, this one's tricky to find number of sales. So our baseline here is the Luka Blue, numbered to 199. I had to go with a PSA 9 because it's the only one that had multiple sales. And it had 3 during this period. And this period, to let you know, is from 323 to 6-3. Once again, I went with when the first Luka sold, and then when the last one sold, and then there happened to be a sale in between. just to get a little wider range here because the last two actually sold fairly close together. So that's why the charts aren't ending on. I'm recording this on the 15th. So let's scroll down here. The Luka Blue, which is, that's his go-to rookie. Luka Blue Prism out of 199 is the one everyone wants. And a PSA 9, they go for 15 to 20K. So 3 of these have sold. It's Pop 49 and a PSA 9. Base. Prism Base. The much ballyhooed. Oh my God, there's 17,000 of them. Over this time period, down 29%. That's in a 10. In a 9, down 26%. Here's the Luka Blue. Down 37%. Luka Silver PSA 10 down 32%. And Luka Silver PSA 9 down 18% over the same 3-ish month time frame. So here we see, the ultra sexy Luka Blue, number to 99, Pop 49, PSA 9, a lot of 9s, went down more than everything else. Not by a ton, but went down more than the base, went down more than the silver in the exact same time period. All right. So LeBron and Luka so far. And like I said, I'm not using, I could have went with, or I couldn't actually, because none have really sold, like an NT RPA out of 99 or something like that. Sure. Maybe those have held up better, but all I can look at is the data that I have. How about Kobe? I went with his Topps Chrome Base, which is Pop 832. And for the rare low print one, I went with the 96 Skybox EX Star Date. PSA 10 Pop 91. Absolutely gorgeous looking card. Actually sells for less than the Topps Chrome. A little surprised by this, but it's what I went with. Maybe this one's not a good example, but it's super low pop. It's low pop. The Chrome's at 832 and a PSA 10. That's not like a ton, but that is down 64%. The EX Star Date down 60%. I looked at refractors. Only one has sold. So there was no second data point for me to go off of. And this is from March 17th to 6/15. I went with on this one. So once again, very close, very close. So the lower pop, more rare card, or only 3 sales in the last 3 months, went down about the same amount. How about Zion? Once again, this one was a little tricky. We went with the blue again. Zion Blue, PSA 10. Once again, color match, number to 99, or 199 rather. PSA 10, Pop 24. 2 of these have sold. One on March 23rd, one on June 7th. I also went with his silver and his base just for comparison's sake. Let's come down here. Prism Base down 31%. Prism Silver down 29%. Prism Blue down 33%. Pretty much right in line with everything else. Patrick Mahomes, 2017 Prism Silver. Now, you could say that his silver is already pretty low pop at 869. I included in his orange out of 275. So you got to go with numbered colored parallels. Pop 80 on this. Not quite jersey match, but at least you're in the same part of the color wheel. The orange, 4 have sold. It's down 27%. The silver, 7 have sold. It's down 20%. Once again, not perfectly lined up here, but this is from 417 to 525. There was no sales on silvers the same day as oranges, so I had to guesstimate as best as I possibly could here for starting and ending prices. But once again, numbered parallel, down slightly more, close, not like a huge amount. Last but not least, Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr. I was a little torn on what to use here. Maybe this is just my lack of knowledge on short print baseball stuff and like what are the things. I guess I could have maybe went with a sapphire. But what I pulled here just for the hell of it was Bat Down Pop 481. These are pretty tough to find in a PSA 10. I went with his regular Topps Chrome base. I went with his Topps Chrome PSA 10 refractor. And for the more low pop, a little bit higher end, refractor auto, once again, PSA 10. This actually doesn't sell for that much more than the Bat Down. So let's scroll down here. And this is from March 9th to 6/15. There was a decent amount of sales of all these. The Topps Chrome base, down 20%. Topps Chrome refractor, down 14%. Topps Chrome refractor auto, down 25%. And the Bat Down short print variation, down 26%. Now, this one might not be the best example. Like I said, this is me showing my baseball newbiness here. Maybe there's a better card I could have picked for an ultra rare thing. But once again, remember, you can't go super ultra rare because none have sold. So if you go to something that's like Pop 5, or there was like some Lucas that were sub Pop 20 that I wanted to use, but there was only one sale in the last 3 to 4 months, or nothing recent, so it doesn't really help me. When there's one sale and it's in March and there hasn't nothing sold since, it doesn't really give you a lot of good comparisons. So that gets a little tricky there. So, what does this mean? I picked 6 players. It's a small sample size for sure, but it at least shows us that maybe it's more fiction that the low pop serial number stuff is holding up better. Because at least looking at this, and this is what we have, it's not the case. The numbers don't lie. And like I said, maybe you could have used some NTRPA or some flawless shenanigans out of 15 or whatever. Sure, maybe the ultra high end stuff is holding up better. But how many people can actually afford that stuff? It's great to say, oh, you want Luka? Don't buy base. You want his ultra rare parallels, numbered stuff, Luka, rookies. Yep. Go buy those. Cool. Should I sell my house first? Or just get the loan and then pay the loan back after I sell my house, and we'll just live out of the van? Make a YouTube channel living out of my van because I bought a Luka RPA, numbered to 15. So it's great to throw that stuff out there, but how many people can afford that stuff? At least of the star players. Sure, if you want to prospect a little bit, try to buy into that stuff. But okay, the LeBron Topps Chrome refractor for $90K isn't rare enough. You got to go with the black out of $999 or whatever they are. Or the Kobe's aren't rare enough. You got to go with a refractor for $500,000. What's the market for those cards? And I get it. The pop counts on Zion and all that stuff was overinflated. And maybe the moral of this story is that we need to look at this in 3 to 4 months from now. And if things rebound slightly or whatever, does the shorter print, more expensive stuff go up faster and further than the base stuff? My honest opinion is no. I think they're all tied to each other. I think the general health of the card market as a whole reflects both on the high and the low end. You got to remember, most of the transactions that happen are probably sub $1,000. A large majority of them. Sure. You watch a bunch of YouTubers, they're doing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K deals left and right. So the perception is that that's what's all that's out there. But a lot of the world still revolves around base. And I'm not saying go pump all your money in the Zion Prism base at 18,000 population count, but let's not sit here and say that the low pop numbered stuff is holding up better than the base, because I don't know that it is. The downswing's affecting everything, not just the base market. The base market goes down, the high end market goes down with it, like it or not. The base supports the high end. People use the base to move up to higher stuff. Now, you're not using base to get into LeBron refractor blacks, but you get my point. And if the hobby is excited about the base or the lower end stuff, whatever it is, whether it's, even select premier, lower pop count, whatever, court sides. If people are moving in and out of a lot of those cards, it builds hype for the hobby as a whole, brings more eyes to it. People are seeing the action. That lifts up the higher end as well. When the bottom falls out of the lower end, the bottom falls out of the upper end too, in my opinion. Maybe not as hard, maybe not as fast, but at least in these examples, that's not the case. They're going down the same amount, give or take, say plus or minus 5%. They're basically going down the same both ways. There's some stuff that's going down a little harder, some stuff that's going down a little lighter. But if you did plus or minus 5% either way, they're pretty much all going down the same, other than maybe the LeBron refractor compared to its base. So for everyone screaming that the low pop stuff's holding up better, show me. Show me the data. Like I said, I picked these cards. Maybe I picked the wrong cards. And that's my bad. Maybe I picked the wrong cards. My fault. This one seems like a pretty no-brainer. The Luka Blue seems like a pretty no-brainer. Would I have liked to seen sales data for a PSA 10? Sure, but none have sold. Or maybe like one has sold. I need at least two. I need two. Spread apart a little bit to be able to get a feel for what's going on. Kobe, maybe there was a better card I could have picked than this. I just went with this because I know it's extremely popular and it's low population count, even though it actually sells for less than the base Topps Chrome. But it still goes to drive the point that just because something's super hard to find, 23 of these have sold in this same time period compared to these 3. They went down about the same amount. And I don't know, I don't follow the auto market a lot. Like Kobe autos, I don't know how they've held up. LeBron autos, exquisite patches, stuff like that. That's a whole different tier. The stuff that's on Golden for 5.25 million or whatever, we're not buying that stuff. But I doubt the people that are buying the exquisite patches are sitting around watching a bunch of YouTubers talk about sports cards. I'd be shocked. So to me, that's not even the same thing. It's nice to say, yeah, go buy that stuff. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Let me sell a yacht and then I'll go grab that LeBron. So that's all I got for you guys and girls today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will be very curious on this one for some thoughts and feedback. Like I said, maybe I just picked the wrong cards. My bad. My bad. But like we always say around here, do your own homework. This is what I looked at. This is what I saw. This is what the numbers are telling me. The ultra rare and lower end stuff. I shouldn't say ultra rare. The rarer, low population stuff, the colored parallels, the variations are going down just as much as the base stuff is. At least in these specific examples. Like I said, I tried to find something from their main base rookie card and compare it to a more limited version of the same card if I could. The Kobe was the biggest one I had the problem with because there just wasn't any refractor sales. So, but yeah, that's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe. Love some feedback on this one. Are you guys seeing the same thing? Do you have examples of where this is not the case? Or do you have other examples to back this up that you've run into in your own personal journeys the last 3 months during the nosedive? Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.